Let's see how long it takes. Let's see how long it takes. Now live on my channel. Gee, no, really? Why is there no easier way to go about looking at my chat other than going into a separate account? No. Oh-ho! Yay! I'm successfully live and I see you. Let's just jump into this. Let's back up and load. You never know when something's gonna go wrong. I don't remember what I was doing. I have pumpkins. I know that much. Is it turning night or is it turning day? There's a creeper. Heck off. Dead. Let's be bold. Let's be brave. Let's kill this spider in the very face. Do I have food? Okay, I do have food. I have to remember how to play. I've been playing so much Ark that all the buttons for Ark are different. I think the sun is coming up, which is good. Oh yeah, I also have chickens. Okay. Memories are starting to come back to me. Sort of. Very slowly. There's a skeleton in the distance, but I don't want to worry about him right now. I guess I could. No reason I couldn't. No, you know what I need to do? I need to work on my strip mine. And I need to work on getting diamonds. Because if I can get diamonds and start really working it in, being cool and stuff. I don't know what I'm saying. Oh, look, my acacia trees have grown. That's good. I still have to familiarize myself with what the heck is even happening. What do I have established in here? I have barrels, but none of them have signs. Okay. Less than ideal. But it's fine, I guess. I have a crap ton of fences. No, don't go in there. Alright. But if I'm gonna make signs, I need to go get more trees, which means I need an axe. All of my buttons are so confused right now. I don't have an axe. And I don't have sticks to make an axe. Of course not. That would be easy. And there's a big ugly tree in my way. Dang it, wrong button. In Arc, the inventory button is I instead of E, so I keep hitting I to open my inventory, and it doesn't do anything. Just a stone axe will be fine. No, don't do that. Go get more wood. Essentially, we're just gonna mow down this forest and start over. Problem with resource grabbing is they take so much time. But I really need to get signs on the storage unit before I go mining. That way I have actual dedicated spaces for stuff, and I'm not just flumbering around in the dark. Also, less trees means less shade, which means less monsters will survive in the day. And more things I can see. Also means more land and open space in which monsters can spawn. I shouldn't have used that to put there. It's okay, I can fix it. Is that polished? No, it's just regular granite. It looks cleaner than regular granite. And there's lots of sheep over here and lots of pigs. That's good. That is good to know. So now I have more wood. So I checked your last stream and you left off starting the farm and working on a strip mine. Okay. Yeah, that sounds about from what I've gathered. Thank you for that, hun. I'm gonna make a couple of signs for the storage unit, and then I will go down and continue working on the strip mine. We'll just go ahead and make 6 just for the whole hoo-ha. Yes, smooches to you too, waifu. We'll make this the cobblestone, but I'm not going to put any cobblestone in it yet because I don't need to. But cobblestone will be nice and close to the door. This is dirt. Good to know. This can be the granite, andesite, and diorite. Ow. Need to put this crap away, so mob drops shall go in here. And then here we will put wood-related things that I'm not currently using. So all of this stuff, including the door. Actually, do I have a door on? No. That's not great. But I only have one, so I'm not going to put a single door. And the saplings for now, even though normally I wouldn't put saplings with the wood, but for now it's fine. Go ahead and put the signs that actually... No, not wad, wood. Alright. That is good enough. Okay. So now we're going to run over here. How you doing over here, chickens? Ooh, you're all big. Do I have seeds still? No, I don't have seeds at all. Okay, that's not great. It's fine. And I left the sticks over there, which wasn't intelligent. Okay. So now we're gonna go down here. Ah, yes, the strip mine. Ah, and there's some stuff in here. Cool. I'm glad I was so handy to myself. Strip mining isn't particularly interesting, so give me something to talk about, waifu. My forehead itches. Grumpy noises. I hate how tedious collecting coal is. But it cannot be helped. It is just how things be. As tragic as it is. Continue the plunge forth into the dark, deep depths. What is my brightness set to? Bright, okay. I don't know what I want to talk about. That's why I asked you to give me something to talk about. Oh no, another cave. I don't know what you're talking about. Ah! 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 Heck! 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 Alright. That's very anti-Operation Strip Mine. There we go. Problem solved. How about an update on Caius? He's crazy. He is a crazy ball of fur. And I'm learning new things about his capabilities every single day. Because when I first brought him home, he liked to act like, oh, can I jump off of this? Oh, can I jump off of this? Like, I don't know if I can jump off of this. This might be too high for me. And now he's just like climbing up the side of his cage, throwing himself off the bathroom sink, and just, he's chaos in a ball of fur. And it's crazy. And just a hair scary. I'll put a torch there so I remember it's a cave. And he's very sassy all the time. as I'm trying to sit there and clean his cage, he'll come and sit right where I'm trying to clean. And if I try to scoot him away, he goes, "Ugh." I'm like, well, yeah, I'm scooting you away because you're right in my way. I love him dearly, but oh my god. He's got a lot of personality. Someday, over the mountaintop. And today, I did... Yeah, he went from shy to chaos. Not even needy, just chaos. Today, I had to strip out all the fleece in his cage and wash it and put it back in. Ah, great. Time to take a trip up the stairs. No, that's the wrong side. Don't put it there. And, you know, he loves to find ways to make it frustrating to try and clean his cage. Sitting there doing my very best, and he comes and sticks his nose in like, hey, what's this do? Or what you doing? And I'm like, yeah, I'm trying to clamp the fleece back over the ramp, you know, right where you're standing. Could you please go? And instead he sits there. And so I try to scoot him away. And then he gets mad at me. I'm like, yeah, well, I don't know what you want me to do. So, Caius is a very accurate name for him. More accurate than I initially thought it was going to be. It's just a bunch of love me on my condition. Ow, now my collarbone itches. Why does every place itch? I just want to find bedrock so we can start our strip mine. So we can get those diamonds rolling in. And I need to actually make an enchanting table. That's pretty critical. This pick is gonna break pretty soon. Did that show on the screen? Please don't tell me that showed on the screen. Give your doggo extra lovings from Luna. Every guest is welcome, whether a human or pupper. Rip. Ooh, eat food. Don't place torches in dumb places. Haha. Something I need to look into how to do is building mob grinders so that I can get resources and XP without having to stress quite as much about going out and fighting things when that's not exactly the safest idea. Down the stairs I go. We do 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 do. I'm being more careful with lighting my tunnel up than I normally am because I just really don't want anything spawning. Because anything spawning is potential death. Potential death means the end of this. And I've been feeling pretty dang confident so far about how long I've been alive. Even though I haven't done a lot. Honestly, I've spent quite a bit of this hiding and avoiding doing things because I don't want to die. Are you gonna fence it in soon? Fence in what? I don't know what you're talking about. Did I? What is the it that I'm fencing? Your land. I mean, it'd be a good idea. I don't know how quickly I'm gonna get on it though, because that takes a lot of wood. I mean, yeah, I'm gonna try because that's a smart maneuver. I don't know how quickly I'll be able to make it happen. Son of a... You know what's really obnoxious? Gravel. You know what I'm tired of seeing? Gravel. Oh my sweet criminy Christ! Why did I do that? That wasn't smart. Hurrah, hurrah, hurrah. Lovely, lovely iron. Right in my pocket. What else do I want to talk about? I don't know. I don't know what to talk about at all. I'm not a very interesting person. I don't do very many interesting things. What would be something good to talk about? Like, I hardly know what to talk about to people in general. I I really don't know what to... Yes, you are an interesting person. I'm a lovely person, but I don't do a lot with my life. I spent 90% of today playing Ark with Drew, and that about makes up the extent of what I've done with my life today. I believe it is because your ability to do things has been stifled. Hey, look, redstone. That's a good sign. I need to go upstairs to be able to get something to properly break those. Now, I feel bad when I don't know what to talk about because I don't want to be boring and, like, not talk about anything. But I never know what to talk about. Talking is hard, but you're doing great. Thanks. I appreciate it. I feel kind of bad that I'm just sitting here mining, though. Because mining's not very fascinating to watch. I need to make more torches. Meaning I need to make more sticks. Sticks! Torches! Torches! Yeehaw. Ouchie, my eyeball. Now my eyeball itches. Well, seriously, why does everything have to itch? Is that like a nervous system reaction to being nervous? I don't like that. I don't like that. I don't like that. Look at all this redstone. Beautiful. I can feel it. We have to be approaching bedrock soon. It's coming. What are you hmming me? How do you feel about the end of Sally Face? The end of Sally Face, the end particularly, was garbage. Like, we went through an entire game of turmoil and sadness to lose Larry permanently, half lose Sal because he's dead, even though the game foreshadowed him, like, being revived with a body, not just as Ash's arm. And then, like, it was just a very sour ending for all the bullshit they went through. Like, Sal has had nothing but a lifetime of hardships. And he couldn't catch a break. Like, really? And it was just so abrupt. And the last episode itself was cool. I liked the concept of, like, Larry coming back with more advanced powers because of wherever the heck he went. The end beyond Shadow Realm, whatever. But, and all the different styles that were used in the last episode were really cool. Like, I like that each reality and timeline had its own kind of, like, art style, because that had to have taken a lot of time, especially with how singular the developer was. However, it just felt very empty at the end. It left you at feeling like a place like, really? That's it? That's where it ends? This is where it stops? This is where we're never gonna get more of this? Like, this is it? Really? Anticlimactic. That's a good word to describe the end of Sally Face. Was just very anticlimactic. Anticlimactic, still lacking some answers, wrenching our heart with no healing salve, just kind of bitter. And I feel bad saying that because the overall game was amazing and I enjoyed the whole story and I loved the characters deeply. It just felt like the ending was very... Yeah, it felt like we were left with more questions. It felt like we were left with a cliffhanger. It felt like we'd had our heart ripped out and stomped on for nothing. Because, congratulations, the cult's gone, half of the world is still in darkness, Larry's completely gone, and Sal's half gone. Like, where is some kind of redemption that made all of this feel worth it? We went through all of these bullcrap things trying to fix things and make things better and save the world. For what? What did we gain? Not so much what did we gain, but where is the upside to it? And we had such a great game with such great storyline and detail to be left on an edge. To be left feeling empty and like something was missing. So, I'm sad that's where it's gonna end. And I'm sad we lost so much with so little to gain in the game. It's really a shame. Unfortunately, that was the developer's choice, and some people and developers don't necessarily like to give happy endings. Which I guess I understand, but it's definitely bitter. And leaves a bitter feeling in the people that you had gotten all excited and wrapped up and involved in the storyline of your game. Well, at least the fact that Sally is a multiverse means that all AUs are technically canon. That is true. It's kind of like when in like Homestuck, where there were multiple timelines overlapping each other, that there were a bunch of doomed endings, but not all of them were doomed. Some of them had okay endings to them, or not so terrible outcomes. So that is something that is true, is that because there are so many different layers and stuff, there could be a dimension out there where Sal never even got shot in the face. And he's living a perfectly healthy, normal life. I just get frustrated when games use their characters as punching bags and there's no reward at the end. And that kind of feels like what we were left with. Because Sal, from the get-go gate, how would I have wanted it to end? I'm not entirely sure how I personally would have wanted it to end. I definitely would have wanted Sal to actually have some sort of full reincarnation. Because the game hinted very heavily at that. And then it was kind of taken away from us at the moment when it was actually there to hit. like, even if it had been Sal had a different body or something, it just felt like the game kept hinting that Sal would come back as, like, living, and he didn't. So one thing I would have wanted is definitely for Sal to have come back, like the game hinted so strongly at. Another thing is just not necessarily that Larry not have died, because I think Larry's suicide was important to his character, and it tells a lot about Larry and where Larry was at that wasn't as obvious on the surface, and I think that's a really powerful statement about depression in general. But definitely not have his soul just be pew, gone forever. Like, really? You can't just permanently rip a character away in a game where there's ghosts and crap and all this. That just felt like a stab. And I don't know, just something a little more, yeah, that's exactly it. Like, Larry couldn't even have an afterlife, really. But another thing is just, I'm not sure how I would have gone about it per se. Okay, one thing, I want more with Travis. He's actually a really important part in the story, but we know so little about him, and we get to know him so little. And so I really wanted more information on Travis, because, I mean, in the end, he was the one backstabbing the cult to, like, help us. Exactly. He definitely needed to be less background. We saw him a couple of times as a bully, and suddenly he's saving the day. And other than that, we don't get to know him very well. Oh, and we know that he has a crush on someone, likely Sal. That feels like what it is, because he specifically seemed to target Sal. But it doesn't necessarily mean it is Sal. It's just so many little tidbits. Another thing is just that somehow, some way, the ending needed to be less empty. It felt so empty and depressed. It was like, we won this. Like how Sal pointed out that he knew Travis only acted the way he did because of what happened in his home life. I wish that was touched on more. Exactly. However, I really like that was the position and character that Sal had. I loved Sal's ability to handle those situations. I love that he wasn't afraid to talk back to Travis, but at the same time, he wasn't going to try to make Travis's life a living hell, or try to get Travis in trouble, or try to make things worse for Travis, because he knew something was wrong. That something about Travis was hurting and sad, and, like, Sal could understand that. And that's a huge, important thing, and it takes a lot of strength for a person to be able to do that. So I think that said a lot about Sal. But in general, the ending, it's like we spent this whole game fighting this battle that was getting more and more intense. And by the end of it, you're still just kind of sitting there going, what was this fight for? Like, what was the point? We lost so much, and so little was saved, so little was redeemed. We lost, like, almost every single character that we came to love in the game. We were left with virtually only Ash and Todd. That's it. Out of everyone that we'd come to love and care about in that game, Sal's dad, Henry, Lisa, Chug, Soda, Maple. Like, there were so many characters, and then they were all just ripped away from us, and there was nothing to redeem it, nothing to make that battle worth it. And I definitely would have changed that. I would have wanted something good to come out of it. I do think in the epilogue, knowing that Todd's not lost to the darkness, that is good to know, because I was worried about that. I was like, great, so we saved Todd, or we got Todd out of the temple. What's going to happen next? He still has the darkness in him, and that's very clear. But I think, it was good to have that confirmation that, like, Todd learned to control the darkness. That was good to see and feel. And it's good to know that, like, apparently Sal is off jumping dimensions as a regular hobby now. But, like, that also leads to questions like, what is Sal doing with his dimension hopping ability? Where is he going? What's he doing? Like, if you're dimension hopping, like, let's face it, there's probably some reason you're dimension hopping. You don't just go dimension hopping for no reason. I'm sure being a ghost is boring. That's true! Haha! Diamonds! I'm sure being a ghost is boring. But, like, what's he learning? What's he seeing? What reality... How mad is Sal? Has he found a reality where things could have been better and he's just stewing in the corner pissed as a ghost? Like, why? Why is this the reality I was dealt? Like, I want to know those tiny little details. And in a game that had so much detail, it felt like the ending lacked almost any. Yeah! Ah, only 2? You're not gonna give me enough to make a pick? That's cold. That's stone cold. Yeah, I just placed redstone. Unfinished is a good word for it. I know. There we go. That's a smarter way to handle that. Big brain. Overall, I think I'm just really sad that it's over. And that there's nothing left. But I feel that way about a lot of games. When I get really attached to characters, it's really hard for me when the end of a game comes. Because I don't like the idea that I'm never going to be able to really see or continue a story with those characters again. That's just the end. And I still don't quite know how to handle that feeling, because I think I feel it a bit more intensely than a lot of other people. So it's kind of complicated. And a lot of times it's why sometimes I don't even finish series. Because I'm so against... I mean, yeah, it's a sign of a good game, but it's not just that. For me, it's like with lots of things. And it's to the point where sometimes I don't finish a series because I don't want there to be no story left. I hate coming to the end and there being no story left. That's why I love games like Minecraft, because it goes as far as you want it to. And if you go back, you can keep it going. It hurts me when games have to have an end. And I understand why lots of games have to have an end. Because if a game doesn't have an end, unless it's a game like Minecraft where there is no definitive, clear-cut story, how are you going to mechanically keep it going? I just wish there was some kind of way. Hello. Hi, lava. I need another diamond. That's what I really need. I need another diamond, and I need a lava pool. And I don't quite know where I'm going to get a lava pool unless I go spelunking through caves, and that's pretty dangerous. That's okay. Nobody likes good things to end. I know. I need another diamond, but I don't know how I'm going to go about getting obsidian. Because I really, really, really hate caves with a burning passion. I mean, it doesn't matter if I store that in a chest, because if I die, it's all gone anyway. I hope the next chapter of Deltarune drops soon. I do too. That would be cool. The thing that's weird to me about Deltarune, though, is aside from, like, right up to the ending, when Chris pulls out his heart, that it's so weird. Like, the first chapter of Deltarune felt like a game in itself. And that's almost impressive, that within a single chapter of this game, he managed to essentially create a single game within something that's supposed to be bigger. I do have some concerns about Deltarune because I read an interview that the maker had where people asked him questions about Deltarune, where he talked about his intentions of Deltarune. And he stated that his plans for Deltarune are a lot bigger than Undertale's. And so what he wants to do isn't feasible for him to do it by himself. He needs a team now. And he said if he can't either bring himself to or find a team to make it reality, that he's not gonna be able to finish it without it taking more time than he wants to spend on it. Which is kind of sad, and I hope he's able to find a team he feels confident can make what he wants a reality. Yeah, overworking himself is a concern, but I'm also just concerned if he doesn't find a team, then Deltarune's not going to be finished, because that's basically what he said, is that if he doesn't find a team, he's just, ooh, I can use this as a lava pool. Up, up, up. Careful. That just... I don't know. I have concerns. I'm hoping my concerns won't be the reality, because Deltarune was really cool. But at the same time, I feel good with, if Deltarune doesn't get finished, I feel good about what we were given with Deltarune. And I think that's a really critical part, and perhaps what he was striving for, was that he gave us enough within that first chapter that, like I said, it felt like a game in itself. And so, honestly, I find myself forgetting that there's supposed to be more chapters of that game, because aside from right up to the ending, which could partially just be left up to us making our own speculations and theories, it felt complete to me. And so I feel like even if he doesn't manage to pull through and finish the whole thing, that I would be satisfied with what we had. Is that weird? Okay. I wasn't sure, just because, like, I can see how some people might disagree because of the ending. I don't know. It's like one of those weird, complicated things where it's hard to really put into words. Exactly what the thought process I'm having is. But I still think, regardless of what happens with it, that his ability to make the game that way, to where it felt so complete with only being one chapter, I think that's really strong. And I think that's a great sign for what will happen if it is continued. I mean, let's face it. Even, like, Undertale itself was a sign that Deltarune was going to be something really cool. So let's see here. What am I looking at? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. Okay, that'll be enough. And with only 2 hours of playtime too. Exactly. Like, not only was it only 2 hours of playtime, but it felt like so much longer. Like, it felt like we'd been watching something for a significant amount of time, or playing something for a significant amount of time, when really it had only been 2 hours. Like, time felt so warped that the whole thing was just super impressive with how he executed it. And I was really impressed with the way he managed to change the battle mechanic to suit the new art style and the new theme better. And that was really cool. And Undertale still has so much impact, so he's definitely a great game developer. Exactly. Like, there's no doubt about that. Especially considering how just solo-handed... I mean, in general, with both Sally Face and Undertale, because both of those, the developers mainly worked alone. And that's crazy to think about. Especially when you think about how many different art styles and stuff were put into the last episode of Sally Face. I don't know how much he may have, like, commissioned other people to help that aren't technically a part of his team. But from what I've gathered, the maker of Sally Face does a lot of his work strictly by himself, too. Which is crazy to think about. And I hope to see where the creator of Sally Face goes from here. And because he says he still has other ideas, he still has other things he wants to do. And he's also mentioned that even though right now he doesn't think he'll continue anything, have you thought about what other games you want to bring onto the channel? A little bit. I was kind of thinking about that before I live streamed today. I'm kind of uncertain where I want to take it, because a lot of the games I have, I don't know if they're really good for making videos about, because I have Minecraft and I have Cuphead, but I'm not really sure how much farther I want to take Cuphead, at least right now, because I'll be honest, I'm tired of Cuphead. I don't feel good when I play it, and so if, like, it's turning it into something more that I don't want to do. And that's not what I want this to be. So I'm gonna at least take a break from Cuphead and see if, like, motivation to play it has sparked again. I'm kind of playing around with the idea of maybe bringing in Sims, particularly with, like, Sims challenges. Because I've watched some other people do some challenges, and they can actually be kind of fun. Especially if you don't take the challenges too seriously. So I may do some of that, depending on how well recording them in the future goes. Aside from that, I'm not sure at the moment. I may try to see about bringing some ARC videos in. If you don't like a game, I think cutting it off would be better. Forcing yourself to play a game you don't like may affect the energy surrounding the channel. Exactly. That's what I'm trying to tell myself about trying to at least take a break from Cuphead. Is that it'll be better for the channel because I won't be putting energy into something that I'm not happy with and that I'm not happy doing. Because that's, like, a big part of YouTube, is that if you aren't happy, it changes everything. Because all of your work and all of your presence is surrounding you, your energy, the things you say, the things you do, and how you act. It's so heavily focused on that I don't feel I don't feel like the way Cuphead has been making me feel is the right thing for me to be bringing onto my channel. That being said, I'm not sure where I'm going to take it from here. Because actually, hold on a second. Let me look at something. I'm trying to look at some of the games that I have. I could do, I guess, maybe some Borderlands. I don't know how well Borderlands would do, but there is that option that I could do Borderlands. Though part part of the reason that I don't know how good it would be is because Borderlands is a game that does have a story and it has, like, missions, and I'm not super great at following those. I kind of just go off and do whatever sometimes, so I don't know how well me playing Borderlands in particular would do. I could also do Don't Starve. I like Don't Starve, so that could be an option for something I could do. Aside from that, I don't have a ton right now that is either, like, video suited or, like, not outdated. Because I have Slime Rancher, which could be fun, and I have Turbo Dismount, which I personally enjoy, but it is kind of severely outdated now. Let me check my desktop real quick. I don't know. I'm on the fence about what I want to bring to the channel and what I want to do. I worry how some channels feel more compelled to cater to their audience nowadays. You should just focus on playing what you want to play. I can see concern with that, but it's not like I want to be able to both cater to the audience while staying within what I want to do. Like, I want to be able to have, like, I want to both be able to say, like, hey, I want to play this, but I also kind of want to be able to be like, hey, here's, like, a list of games that I would be okay playing on the channel. What would you guys want to see? So that way, it's, like, not necessarily something that I don't want to do, but also opening up input to other people and, like, ideas and being kind of like, you know, I don't mind. You could always do a poll. That's true. If I do a poll, it's probably going to be on a more, not like an official poll, but, like, kind of like an individual basis thing, because I'm not like a big YouTube channel. So I would probably ask you individually, I'd probably ask Drew individually, I'd probably ask, Deb individually. I might ask my brother what he thinks, because I know my brother subscribed, and I know that he watched my chinchilla video, because he told me about that. So, I might put some input with him, see if there's anything he could say that might help contribute to, like, where I want to take this. I definitely want to continue Minecraft. That's definitely a solid, because Minecraft is just fun for me. It's so open world, it's so creative, it's so free that it's it's geared like almost entirely to my mindset. Just since we're already on the topic, is there anything in particular you would like to see, waifu? Well, that laugh has me nervous. What are you thinking? I've actually been having a lot of fun playing Yandere Simulator lately. Yeah, that is something I could do. I didn't even think about that. See, that's how well I know you, is that my brain kind of auto-completed your sentence even without fun being in the sentence. That is something I could do. I have, like, teeny tiny concerns. Not so much with, like, the game itself, but my ability to play the game. Because the last time I played the game, it was super early in, and it was basically just like, no rules, no class, no real set anything. You run around, you kill people, you throw them in the Bernie thing, and you're done, whatever. But I was really bad at it even then. So, I'll have to play with it and experiment, but that is definitely something that I would be open to and interested in giving a shot on the channel. Oh, hey, gold! In fact, I'm going to pop a message to Drew, since we're already on the topic. And see what he has to say. Just because I'm curious. It's definitely a lot harder now. Yandere Dev is covering a lot of loopholes. Covering all the loopholes. Yeah. But at the same time, it's harder, but it's also different. Because when I was playing it, it was essentially you killed someone, and then a timer would pop up in the corner saying how much time you had to clean up everything before the police showed up. That was how the game was played when I first started. But it's very different from that now. So I'm wondering how much different my experience would be with it now. So that's actually something that would be cool to test out and kind of experiment with and see firsthand, kind of like how different it is for me to play it now versus what it was back then. You should at least check it out for yourself to see what you think. Oh, I definitely will. I will actually make a note of it, because that is something I didn't even think of. Okay. Drew has put in a vote. I have no idea what this game is. Crypt of the Necro Dancer. I mean, I will at least look into it to see what on earth that is. Crypt of the what? Necro Dancer. Yeah. That is definitely not an answer I was expecting. Where did I come from? Where did I go? Where did I come from, Cotton Eye Joe? Ah, over here. Okay. I found my way. You could always look into the little RPG games too. That's true. I could do that, especially because a lot of them are offered for free. Desert Nightmare is a good one. Okay. That's one I haven't actually heard of. So I'll look into that. Because I'm totally into looking into little RPG games. Part of me is sad that I wasn't born into the era of YouTubers who were in, like, the first releases of, like, Ebe and Witch's House and stuff. Because I wish it would be... I can't necessarily play those games now because I've seen them and I know how they end. And so it kind of changes the game experience, which is kind of sad. I still really want to make an RPG game, but first I need to actually get a grip on my ability to fully write out a storyline, which is incredibly difficult for me, and I really need to crack down on practicing that somehow, some way. I need to get serious about what I want to do. I spend a lot of my time in my days doing a lot of nothing. Or, like, not necessarily doing a lot of nothing because I'm bonding with friends and I'm doing things with other people. I'm exploring the internet. Like, you could say that I'm technically doing things. But there are so many things that I do want to do that I don't feel like I take seriously enough and I don't put enough actual effort into. And that kind of bums me out a little. And I want to try to work on that a lot. Because if I can get to a point where I'm writing out actual full stories instead of just chunks and bits and beginnings and middle points and a bunch of scattered pieces or stories that don't come to a conclusion because I never figured out where the storyline was really going. If I can learn how to hone in on actually writing out a full storyline, there's a lot that I could do and I could take with that. Well, screw you too, Gravel. Let me drink some water. It's not necessarily that it's hard to sit down and write. I can sit down and write. I did it tons. I have tons of examples where I did it. The problem with me is I'm bad at forming an actual storyline with all the components that a story needs. Like a beginning, a middle, and an end. And like a conflict and a resolution. And all of, like, the key points that makes a story eventually come full circle. I tend to just write, and it keeps going, and it keeps going, and it keeps going, and it keeps going, until the point where, like, I'm just writing to write, and the story doesn't actually have much of a point anymore. That's my problem with writing, and, like, trying to create stories. And it's something I would really like to improve upon. I hear zom-zoms in the distance. And I think the problem with me in writing is the challenge isn't sitting down and writing. That part I've got covered. It's sitting down and planning. That's the problem. I want to skip all of the planning parts and just jump into the writing. And it ends up with my stories going essentially nowhere. torches again. Dang it. I should probably shift to doing something else, but I haven't found... I would drive teachers crazy because I would never plan essays, just write them. Same, but I didn't drive teachers crazy because they never knew. They also didn't know that I never really made a rough draft and a final draft. I just wrote the essay. I was such a good bullshitter that it didn't matter. Especially when I got to the point where I was writing essays over books I'd never read, and I was still getting, like, in the 90s. Just because I was so good. Thank you. Because I would just, like... They give us a list of general topics or ideas of something that they wanted us to shoot for in writing. So I'd get, like, a brief overview of the book... Be like, okay, here's some moral you can yank from it. And then I'd sit there and I'd flip through the book. And I'd stop on a random page. And I'd look through to find any quote possible that I could find a way to twist into the morality. And I just worked with that. That and, like, the minuscule bare bones that I had read of the book. Because usually I would have read, like, a chapter or two. Part of the reason, though, that I never wanted to read the school books is because they were just never my type of book. They were always just... A lot of them were just so depressing all the time, and I was just tired of it. They were either depressing or boring. And I always felt like, why does something have to be... That's true. I'll admit, I never felt very challenged either. In general. Like, with school as a whole, I was never very challenged. Even now, sometimes, I struggle to feel very challenged. And it's not a good thing. It's led to a lot of lack of motivation and no work ethic and no time management. And it's biting me in the ass now that I'm older as an adult. It's biting me in the bootay. And I'm not quite sure what to do about it. It is getting better. I have improved. 2019, I feel, has been a pretty good year for me when it comes to making significant bounds and leaps with things I wanted to change about myself. I still have awful time management. I will be real. My time management, my commitment, my dedication, my ethic, it's all still pretty rough. But I can say it has improved significantly more than any year it has in the past. And that's what I feel is important. Is that even though I remember my junior year, I threw off the grading card because I was doing the extra credit and doing high up papers and everyone hated me for it. Nice. You're like, get on my level. Oh, my pick broke. That's fine. I should probably stop because I'm running out of inventory space. I'm running out of cupboard space. I still haven't found a third diamond, which isn't great. The next year I got 114% in the class. That's my waifu. That's all I have to say is that's my waifu. Though it's kind of funny. Because I took so many higher level English classes in school, but math was the opposite. You know how I feel about you in math. You are a lot smarter with math than you give yourself credit for. You just need someone to teach you in a way that your mind understands. When we could get you to a place where you were understanding what you were doing, you took off with flying colors. And it oftentimes wasn't that you weren't understanding it, it was just small work checking things. Other than that, you aren't that bad at math at all. And you don't give yourself enough credit. Oh, I started an enchanting room. Woo! I'm ahead of the game. I'm ahead of the game and I didn't even know it. I need to sleep. That's what I need. My downfall in school, well, it wasn't really a downfall because it only came to bite me a couple of times. But my biggest struggle was really history, just because I don't care. And people could say, what you don't learn from history, you're doomed to repeat. I don't see it. I think we're still repeating things. I also don't trust half of what's in school textbooks, because so much is just, ugh. So, there you go. I'm not a history nerd. But anything that was tactical that, like, could be, especially math, because math was all repetition, doing it, I flew, as long as I was actually doing the work. And it's just because well, not simple. I understand how for some people it wasn't simple. But for me, visual things that were done on repeat, repetitive, over and over, memorization, that was what I was good at. By doing something over and over. When it came to history, there was nothing I was doing. It was just learning about what a bunch of other people were doing. And a lot about how America kept shoving its nose where it didn't belong. This side is gravel and flint. Well, in my school, they teach you to worship the ground, Christopher Columbus. Well, not in high school. They say, oh, guess what this guy really did? Exactly. And there are some other things that I've learned now that are inaccurate, but it's just history in general. It's just like, bleh, yeah, whatever. It happened. I'm not super interested. Sorry, not sorry. I need more wood. I need a lot more wood because I need barrels. I need more barrels. I love history, but only like the war stuff. I honestly... It depends on what war and who was fighting. Some wars, yeah, I enjoyed learning about them. But most of the time, history in general, just... Nah. Boring. Can we talk about something else? Even with wars. I found science particularly fascinating, but I don't know. I don't have a lot of motivation for anything. It's a problem. Make barrels. I just wish they talked more about every side rather than just America. Even with the world history, it's like, and then America. Yeah, I understand that. That's why, if I had to sit through a history class, most of the time, I do best in, like, modern Western civilization. Because it has nothing to do with us most of the time. It's the people with the absolute monarchs sitting there kicking themselves over and over again, running in circles like chickens with their heads cut off, going, ah! And that's usually where my strong suit lies. I haven't seen a lot particularly about specifically German history. I know some because I took German in high school and I learned a lot about it then. But I didn't learn about it in any history class really. You can go, you can go. You can go. You can go, you can go. You can go. You can go. And you can go, and you can go, and you can go. Correct. I loved lots of mythology. Mythology was usually where I got interested in things. Because none of it's real. Well, most of it is said to not be real. But I just love fiction. I love things beyond our world. I hate that we are limited to this world. Because to me, this world is very boring. And very self-destructive, pointless, repetitive. I struggle a lot with our world and human nature stuff. And it's cool that they were able to come up with that with their own ideas in mythology. Yeah, that's something that fascinates me about like Indians, Greek mythology, like those type of people, is that it felt like, especially with Indians, maybe not necessarily with other tribes, but within their tribes, they had such strong community and connection to each other. And nowadays, that's, like, virtually non-existent. We are so disconnected from each other and the world around us. And it's crazy how intense this disconnection is becoming more and more and more. Exactly. Like, everyone took care of each other. Everyone was, like, in it together. Because it was, we're in this together or we're probably gonna fucking die. Nowadays, because we're so safe from outside predators, we attack each other. We attack each other, we attack ourselves, we focus on just so many things that are honestly pretty damaging that we focus on so wholeheartedly. And recently when I went to see the performance of the Celtic Nutcracker, obviously because it was like the Celtic Nutcracker, and it kind of like went back in time a little bit. And it kind of reminded me of like that lack of sense of community, that lack of sense of connection that we have now. Now, watching that old sense of connection be portrayed in a play or a dance performance even. It was just definitely something else to look back at it and be like, this... It honestly almost made me cry, because it was like looking at it and being like, this is such a huge part of being alive that we're missing. Such a huge part of feeling alive, feeling happy, feeling like you're thriving in your everyday moment. I'm going back and forth so much. That it's just like gone now. Not necessarily gone, but severely stifled. And to me that just kind of feels pretty heartbreaking. I can hear my chinchilla. He's losing his mind. And I guess the reason that it saddens me the most is because it's incredibly hard now to really fight to change it. Like, there's so much that's so set in things being how they are that, especially, like, for me to look at and see, it's hard to see us undoing it. It's hard to see the potentiality that we're gonna fix it, that we're gonna make it better. I hope with all my heart we do. I hope things can kind of go back to a place of community, of a place of connection. Because I think that is something that we're really lacking. And I think that contributes a lot to, like, mental health becoming a more and more prevalent thing. And that's not to say that necessarily, like, old times people had such better mental health. Because that's not true by a lot of means. Like, I could tell you plenty of stories from when my dad was a kid that just kind of show, goodness no, things weren't necessarily better. But, like, back towards, like, further than that, to something as simple as the Indians, where they had such strong community, it just feels like maybe there's something we're missing that's really hurting us now. And how would life be different if we had a stronger connection? Oh, I do! I have a farm. You told me I had a farm, but I thought you meant the chickens. No, I have an actual farm. Goodness gracious. I'm talking a lot about this whole, like, connection crap. I mean, it's not crap, but I'm talking way too much about it, to the point I feel like I'm talking myself in circles. I need something else to talk about. I love you too. Well, actually, let me kind of clarify what I meant by, like, nowadays a lot of people feel really alone. People feel really alone with their struggles and just misunderstood, and a lot of people feel like they can't make friends, they feel insecure, and I just wonder how different that might be specifically if we had stronger communities and stronger connections with each other and other people and the people around us. Because, like, if we had, if a person grew up in a strong community, they would be a lot less likely to feel alone. Because they wouldn't have grown up with this reinforced idea and mentality that they were alone. God, I'm rambling again. Stop me, please. Give me a different topic. You can't be out of ideas. If you're out of ideas, I'm going to start rambling about philosophical blah. Let's go harvest that farm I forgot about, even though I was told about it. Don't make that face at me. That doesn't help me not ramble about obscure philosophical blah blah blah. Yes, make babies. You didn't need seeds, but you know what? You got food. Oh no! Oh no! Oh no! Come back! Come back! No! Crisis! Get back! Okay. Okay. You all stay there. Don't run anymore. I need more trees. I always need trees. I need everything. I always need trees. It never stops. This is not where the sugar cane grows. Grumble, grumble. I see you making more faces at me. Don't think I don't see it. Oh my god, my toes. Now my toes itch. And they're in my comfy slippers. Very professional. I have not left my pajamas. However, tomorrow I have to leave my pajamas because we really need to go to the store. Like, critically need to go to the store. As in, we have, like, nothing. But neither of us want to go to the store. Because stores are dumb. Did they change the color of sugarcane? It looks like a deeper green. Is it just because it's in the swamp? It's probably just because it's in the swamp. And again, they could have changed its texture. They've been known to do that sometimes. I don't know. I'll have to, like, go find a non-swamp area and plant some and see what happens. Yeah, I'm out of ideas. Yeah, it's because it's in the swamp, it's darker. Oh, okay. Yeah, I could tell you're out of ideas, because all you've been spamming me with is faces! Oh, yeah, because you can see already the transition. This is darker than this stuff over here as it transitions out of the swamp. That's kind of cool. I like how green it is. It kind of makes me think of, like, more bamboo than sugarcane, but meh. Bees. Yes, let's save the bees. Also, I really hope at some point I find some bees here. Because, yes, bees. The little chonky rectangular prism bees. These are the cutest. Especially in Minecraft. And they would be really beneficial to farming. And the bees are so chonky. I love them. I know, they're so chonky. They're so cute. I want to snuggle them. Also, that one video that person made. I might... If I can, I might... Oh, no. Because this is a live stream. That would be kind of hard to do. But... Just... Bees! I don't really know what to say about the bees, other than that they're absolutely adorable, and I can't wait to play with their mechanics more as soon as I find their biome. Because, just... Like I said... Bees! I need to make a sign. Throw names at me. If you can't throw topics at me, throw names at me, hun. I said names, not faces! What what is it that I need to do? I need to take one of these barrels out of here and go put it by the farm. I am waiting on you to give me names. It is critical that you give me names. It is, like, the utmost important thing of this live stream that you give me names. No, I need those. Don't me. I don't care how creative the names are. I just want names. Wood. That's where they're at. This is why I don't put them in wood, because I never remember. You'll see, but you gotta give me names. Preferably male names. Of any origin, just names. I think it started raining outside. All right. Now I have to choose one of them. Aw, that's really sweet. This is why I needed a name. What do you mean, poor Alex? Alex gets to be the honorary strange bush. He should be honored. Oops, sorry, chicken. He is the bush I will never destroy. What do you mean, poor Alex? I have blessed him. I have given him my blessing. Alex been blessed by Luna Cryptic. Cryptic Luna. I can't. He's lonely. Well, I don't know how to make bushes grow, okay? That one grew sheerly by accident. Paper. That's what I was doing. Oh, no, I need leather for this. Crap. I didn't think about the fact that I need leather. Hurrah. Oh, I can make 3 books. I can make 1 more bookshelf. Where is the bookshelves? Bookshelves. Where are you at? Bookshelf. Bookshelf. Alright. The next step is a freaking cow pen, so I can get tons of leather. Where am I gonna get cows from? That's a very good question, because I don't know how many cows I've really seen. Not a lot, honestly. No, I have an idea. Nah, it's fine. Listen, Alex won't be lonely, I promise. That was 1 more than I intended. It's fine. Alex won't be... Because I'm in a swamp. There, he's not lonely anymore. Happy? This is part of why I enjoy live streaming this, because it creates, like, little memories. Like Alex the bush and Miles the small shrub. Where should I put a cow pen? I'm really not on good land to be doing crap. I'm also running pretty close to my time limit. Fill this in, because I don't like how narrow that is. No. Actually, yes. Heck. Oh wait, was that the entrance to the cave? Whoops. Well, rip cave. I'm sure I'll find it again at some point when I least want to. Oh yeah, this is another entrance to it. It's fine. And I'm already out of dirt. You guys poop out a lot of eggs. Do you know this? Ha ha! Magic trick! And then there was 1. Well, I guess technically, and then there was 5. I'm gonna take a quick peek around to see if I can see any cows. Oh, look, here's a cow. A cow. We have 1. Hello, it's nice to meet you. Oh, there's 2! There's 2. Oh, look, and there's a dolphin. Oh, And over there's a flower field. There might be bees. Oh, how close is it to nighttime? Okay, I have to go. I have to go see if there's bees. Bees, 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 bees. Ah, no, that's real risky, but there are horses. Oh. Okay. Ah, no. This is real risky because it's kind of midway day. And I don't want to get too absorbed in trying to find bees. But I gotta see if there's any bees over here. Bees? Any bees? Hello, have you seen any bees? Darn, I don't think there's gonna be any bees over here. Nah, not looking like there's gonna be any bees. That's a darn shame. It's okay. One of these days, I will find bees. I don't care how far I have to scour. Oh my gosh. Hey, cow. I want you to go ahead and come with me, alright? Actually, I need to grab your friend as well. Hold on. Hang tight. Hang 10. Oh, look at all these cows. There's lots of cows. Why did I think there wasn't any cows? God, you guys are slow. Oh, come on, don't get stuck on the lily pad. Come on. Oh, frick. Hey, get back here. Hey, dumb butt, come on. Jesus. Oh my god, you guys please hurry up. Come on. Oh god, the sun's gonna go down. No, come back. Stress. Stress. Cow! Pay attention to me! It's okay, we're getting into my lit up territory. Hopefully it'll be okay. Stress. 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 I really didn't want the sheep, but I guess we're getting them anyway. Come on. everybody in. I know it's kind of cramped. You're just gonna have to get over it. It's just one of those things. Okay, great. Go ahead and go sleep. Alright, it has been 2 hours, therefore I'm going to close this stream up. Thank you, dear waifu, for coming. And the chat says there are 3 people, and I don't know if that's a bug, but if there is another person here other than waifu and me, thank you for being here. I hope you all enjoyed. I'm going to wrap it up. Subscribe if you haven't, and ring that notification bell. Goodbye.